Hey Jackal, in my last video I showed you how to use the text and the follower modifier to make an animated text like this one. But in today's video I'll show you how to use that and make an audio visualizer using the text that can also look something like this. Now let's get digital. So just like last time, we'll go to the media pool, right click, make a new fusion composition, put this onto timeline, extend it. If you have some background music or image, simply put this below and extend the fusion composition to be as long as your background. Then select the fusion composition and go into the fusion page. Now you want to use some text, type something in that you want to display, connect this to the media out, and if you have anything below, so you can see the background, you can go shift space, type in media, select media in, merge these two together and make sure that the media in is in the back, so yellow input with the merge selected, Ctrl T to switch between the inputs. We still don't see anything, so you have to go to the media in node and in the media source, instead of timeline, select background. This will display anything that is visible in the edit page that is visible below this fusion composition, which in this case is this image. So now in the text node, you can change the font to anything that you want. Let's see, do I have anything with space? Space tech. We'll now want to right click, go to follower, that is step 1. We'll go to transform, size, and we'll want to connect this to, and we'll want to modify this with shake, and we will animate the maximum value. So let's see, do we have any animation? We do. If we go to the follower, let's see what is happening. So the Y value is being modified, and we need to go to the timing and set the delay to something else. In this case, we'll be using -1, so the visualizer will look something like this, but we need to connect this to the music. So how we'll do that? Well, instead of using the shake modifier that we've used in the previous example, I'll simply delete it, go to transform, and we'll also be modifying the Y-axis, right click, modify with modifiers and audio wave. But most likely you won't have this modifier if you have not watched any of my previous audio visualizer videos, as this is a plugin that does not come with DaVinci Resolve. So I suggest you watch any of my previous videos, I'll also link it. Basically what you have to do is go to the WISA class forum, download the Reactor plugin. Once you have it downloaded, you will have to unpack it if you need to unpack it. Then I think you can simply install it by double clicking, otherwise you'll have to drag it inside here into the Fusion page, and then if it does not open, or if you open it any other time, you'll have to go to Workspace, Scripts, Reactor, and open it. This will now take some time to open, and you need a WAV file to use this plugin. Otherwise, you'll have red nodes indicating there is an issue. So once the plugin is opened, you will type in audio. I have two audio plugins enabled, audio waveform, which is not the one that I'll be using. You need the sock less audio, which is then found under the modifiers. Once that is installed, you can simply close it, and maybe you need to restore DaVinci Resolve and open it up again to see the plugin. Now if you don't have any wave audio files, this is an MP3, you can simply put an MP3 file on the timeline, go to the beginning of it, use I, go to the ending of it, use O, you will go to the deliver page, then make sure that the export video is unchecked, go to the audio section, select this to be wave, and render a single clip, add render queue, render this out. I have already done this for two files, as you can see, these are WAV files, so I don't need to do this, but that is how you can get a WAV file. And I will simply go back into the fusion composition, go to a text node, modifiers, audio wave, browse, and use one of the WAV files that I've made. The audio visualizer now works, as you can see, and it is going in this case from right to left. So if I pause this, go to the follower, you can also pin it to see both the modifiers at once. So now in the follower, you can go to the timing and change the order from automatic to something else. In this case, it's going from right to left. Maybe you want to go left to right. Let's see. And it's still going from right to left. If you didn't watch my previous video, that is because we have a negative value delay. If this was a positive value, then the order would be as it is written. If you use a negative value, it is in opposite direction. So let's go in this case from right to left. So now we're actually going from left to right. What I may want to do is enable this option, the middle one. So this is a lot more interesting. And we can also increase the amplitude scale to 2 if we want to increase the values. So that's looking good. Now if you want to spice things up, we can do so after the text. What I have done is I've added a mirror node, and also what I have done is I've added some blur to this, and I've done that using a drop shadow, using this one. So we can go to Tools, Shadow, add a white shadow, but we need to increase the softness, as you can see. So that looks nice. Now in the mirror, I will simply flip this around, position it down, and flip it, and eyeball it so it matches the first one. Then the last thing that we'll do, since we have the merge here, I will increase the blend to 0.1, but this should only be applied to the mirror, so let me fix that. Add another merge node. This will go to the back, this will go to the front, so this will now only affect the mirror effect. So 0.1. So we now have just a tiny amount of fade on the bottom, and this will be connected to the image. If you want to see it more, simply bump the value up. And lastly, you don't need to use this, you can simply skip it. So this is now transparent, and you can have any other image below it. You only need to use the media in the Fusion page if you want to see how the composition looks like in the edit page. So the visualizer is now working, we just don't have the music. I'd actually have to put this on the timeline. Now why is the image moving? Well, because I've copied it from the previous one and it already has some animations applied to it. And if you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel. I'm Simon, and until next time, Jackal, keep it digital.